I'm stupid, and since I'm stupid, I wanted to talk about a game that no one has heard of and nobody likes. Cross Impact is a platform fighter by Larson Soft featuring some of the biggest indie icons, like Nair Block. Cross Impact sadly was discontinued after losing all of its momentum. I love Cross Impact, and since my top videos in full length and shorts were about platform fighters, Cross Impact was next on my list. Like always, I will cover my character picks, their special moves, stages. I don't think this video will perform well, but who knows? Maybe I'll find my niche. But before we start, I'd like to remind that this is all speculation if Cross Impact was a continuing game. But let's get right into it. My first pick of the day is Princess Remedy from Ludosity's Princess Remedy. Remedy has appeared in Slap City as a fighter, and a character from the Ludosity universe appeared in Framemaker. I'm lazy, so similarly to Slap City, her neutral special will throw a pill like Dr. Mario. Her side special would have her throw a flask, down special would use a mine like Alex, and an up B to shoot upwards and glide. This would make her a trapper. Her stage would be Heartland. This stage would be like Slap City, where it has a unique pixelized look and would have the same layout, but as a flat layout with a small platform above the left side, a bridge connecting two large pieces of land, a semi-solid platform for a tree, and a slope on the right side. For all of this, Remedy gets an S tier likelihood and an S tier want. My second choice was Kai from Gravity Circuit. Gravity Circuit has appeared in no fighting games and no crossover games, and only one, technically, game. So why did I choose him? The answer is, I'm stupid, and I want to make more work for myself. Kai also uses a grapple, so I thought that could be a part of his moveset. His down B would have him attack diagonally downwards to spike his opponent, like Simon in Smash Bros. With his down air. Kai's up B would be a rocket boost using his arm cannon like me Gunner. His neutral B would be an arm cannon to shoot forward, like Mega Man's side special. His side special would be a grapple snap to hit his opponent. It would grab onto them, bring them closer, attack them, and finally it would send the opponent in the opposite direction. After scripting this, I realized I kind of forgot to pick a stage. The mountain, because it could deteriorate after stepping on icicles. C tier likelihood and a C tier want. Another character I thought I'd like to touch on would be BK. BK is the antagonist of Donut County. BK has not appeared in many crossovers because Annapurna, the publisher, is rather new. BK would be a lightweight rushdown or a trapper depending on how you wanted to handle him. But I thought that I could possibly do both and let you decide what would be best. For the Trapper variant, he would use the remote-controlled hole. His side special would be a sideways launch that you charge to add more distance and power like Pikachu. His neutral special would release a popcorn kernel from the remote-controlled hole that would explode midair. His up special would have him get into hot air balloon and rise up for a bit. Finally, his down special would have the hole respawn beneath him, which if he fell into, he would get a little air. Alternatively, his holeless moveset would keep the same side and up special, but his down special would have him dive downwards, and his neutral special would have him do a scratch. His stage would obviously be Donut County, which would take place at the donut and coffee shop in the middle of town. In the background, the duck delivery driver will spawn, bike around, and then fall into a hole, like the first level of Donut County. The layout would have a big square in the center, acting as the cup from the coffee shop, and the rest of the stage would be flat. I actually have made this stage in Stage Builder for Smash Ultimate, so this was easy to get footage for. This would be a C tier likelihood and an A tier want. Dynacat is from the replaying game Dynacat. Dynacat doesn't really have any crossovers, so let's move on to his moveset. Dynacat's main gimmick is her grappling hook, so that obviously makes her a lightweight grappler. Her side special would be a horizontal dash, with her swinging her grapple up and down, but still close to her for balancing purposes. Her up special would use her wings to go upwards and glide temporarily. Her neutral B might have her grapple a rock and throw it. Her neutral B might have her grapple onto a rock and throw it forwards like in her games. And finally, her down B would spin around on the ground. Oh yeah, if it wasn't obvious, she would use her grapple for her grab. Alright, after scripting this, I realized they don't actually have grabs, so my bad. Her stage would be Palm Tree Paradise, the first level of the game, because it's the most iconic. It would have a flat plane on the left corner and a slope to the right. It would not be a walk-off, as both sides would cut off on the edges. Despite being a very small character by popularity, Cross Impact features tons of niche characters, like Stardrop and Pal from Lumber Redux. So I'm giving this a B tier likelihood and an S tier want. Well, Taro is finally another character that appears in fighter games, those being Indie Pogo and Framemakers. He would be a midweight brawler focused on aerial combos. His down special would be a downward shot. His side special would be a strong spike with a downwards fist. His neutral special would have him spin in the air and then have him slam his fists into the earth while grounded. And his up special would be a cannonball upwards. His stage would be the Well Caverns and would be set up exactly like Indie Pogo. It would be an extremely vertical stage with a big solid platform on the right of the middle, a smaller one to the left. It would have a handful of semi-solids too, with one in the top right and one a bit lower in the top middle. But below the platform would be a smaller semi-solid that fills the gaps between the two larger ones. He would be an A tier likelihood and a B tier want, making him the second most likely character on this list. Wait, second. Peppino Spaghetti will be a representative of Pizza Tower, and he has appeared in Cross Impact with the stage and actually does cameo. Peppino would be a heavyweight hit and run. Pizza Tower is based off of Wario Land, so I suppose we could vaguely base his moveset on Wario, but just a tad bit. His side special would be a shoulder bash. This would be an attack that is pretty powerful and even can have a low chance of stunning opponents. His down special would either have him bash the ground while on the ground, or dive towards the ground mid-air. His neutral special would have him rev up a low range but heavy hitting uppercut, and his up special would have him perform an additional jump with a hitbox. Yeah, sorry, that's all I could think of. Wait a minute, I have a funny feeling about this. He has a stage! Yippee! S tier likelihood and C tier want. Before we finish, I would like to touch on some characters that I didn't want to talk about in full, however they were worthy enough to cover in a smaller rapid round. Shovel Knight is from Shovel Knight, and he would be a heavyweight turtle. His level would be the unique-looking Lish Yard. S tier likelihood, A tier want. Freddy is from Five Nights at Freddy's, and would be a heavyweight footsie. His stage would be Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. D tier likelihood, D tier want. Meat Boy is from the titular Meat Boy, and he would be a midweight brawler. His stage would be, something. A tier likelihood, D tier want. Glitchy is from the already rep Tori series and would be a lightweight rushdown. His stage would be Palm Tree Paradise from Tori 2. B tier likelihood, B tier want. Did you guys get mad at me for not mentioning a particularly boneheaded dude, Jenny from Princess Remedy? Let me know who you'd like to see in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe, because at 50 subs, I'll be ranking every classic and advanced Sonic level. Anyways, have a garbage day, and I'll see you next time.